Hey everybody, welcome back to the Brandy Yvonne channel. Of course, I'm your girl, Brandy Yvonne. We here to do our review, okay, for Love and Marriage DC. This is season 1, of course, episode 12, reunion part 2. Don't forget to click that like button. Please subscribe and let me know in the comments once you do subscribe, and I will definitely reply back to you. And also don't forget to share this video if you are enjoying it so you can tell a friend all about it, okay? Just in case they didn't want to watch that reunion, they can watch this review, okay? So anyway, we're gonna get into it. So yeah, they didn't really need 2 parts for this. It really could have been like a 1-part thing. I was just mostly waiting to see the Tyler kids come out. That was the part I was dying to see. Anyway, so the episode opened up with everybody fussing and fighting still from where they pretty much kind of where they left off last week. I think Carlos changed his outfit. Anyway, I also felt that the first half was edited weirdly. Like, I don't know. It was just weird. And then I feel like everybody was helping Carlos host. Like, it became like an open forum for speaking, and it kind of lost its format, I feel like, in the second part of the reunion. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about that, though. So anyway, like I said, they opened up with that fussing and fighting. So Winter, Carlos was asking Winter, like, okay, what do you have on them specifically? She said she got, reports, receipts, all of that. Ashley and DJ Quick are saying that Winter's friend, well, first Carlos was like, asking Ashley, are you alleging that Winter has this new friend, a man friend that she's intimate with? And then she was like, yes. And then they were talking about how I guess someone's a friend of the guy that's also like a family friend of the Silvas, and they said that, hey, you need to call, check on Winter, I guess because she was crying, not eating, held up in the corner. She was going through it. So Winter was like, what? Who said that? So anyway, she was like, oh, no. And I guess whoever was saying it was saying that they got all this information and they want to take down the people on the show, and they didn't see all the dirt on this person. And so Winter was like, no, they were saying that, like, basically what Winter was saying, they were saying that, but that's not true. And when they were saying that, she told them, like, no, she doesn't want to be messy like that. Like, no, they need to stop. And so then DJ Quick was like, no, you didn't. So DJ Quick was still going off. And so then he was like, yeah, when they made that call, and, we take mental health really seriously in our household because Ashley is suffering from depression, and we don't like that, and that guy's a B, and and then Winter was trying to interrupt him. He's like, I don't like to cut off a woman, but, you didn't do this, Winter, and he's a B, and you need to tell him. So they still going off. DJ Quick continues to overcompensate, okay? He's like, it's like Ashley got a button on him, okay? So then, even Jamie is like, you talking about this person got rumors on us, and everybody of course they're gonna be talking about us. Like, of course people are gonna try to say something. He's like, you think I was a crackhead on the street doing crack? Would they talk about me? I was like, what do that got to do with anything, Jamie? A crackhead. Okay, but I get what he's saying. Like, okay, anywho. So Winter's still trying to backpedal. And then Carlos was like, okay, let's be clear. Like, do you have receipts or is this just rumors you're hearing? So she said, the thing about DJ Quick is a rumor she's heard from a friend, like a good source friend, confirmed, and then the other one is receipts. The rumor on Quick is that some girl said she had sex with him at the club park where he was working DJing at. Okay, and then the other stuff is just receipts and records she got about Jamie and Tyler and DJ Quick. I'm sorry, I was gonna say Jamie and Tyler. So then so Carlos is like, are these things infidelity? She's like, I can't confirm or deny. He's like, these things pictures. I can't confirm it. Like, girl, we tired of it. Like, I was so drained by that part. Like, just to do this review for y'all, I had to watch that beginning part before we got to the Tylers. I had to watch it multiple times to kind of sort out what the hell is going on, because it's giving me a headache even talking about it. So anyway, and they're like, you know, you want to talk about rumors. Jamie's going off like they don't know nothing about me. Nobody, no, like, number gonna come from my phone that they know me. Like, I'm with, she basically ran with him every day. You know, they got houses together, they got businesses together. Like, nah, you gonna be trying to tear marriages down? Like, nah. And so then, Jamie was like, you know, Jamie's going off. He said that's some country. He said that's some. He said some country Alabama, some country Bama bullshit, something like that. He said. So then Chris was like, "Hey man, I'm from Alabama," and he was like, "No," they were like, "It's a DC like term." And so then I noticed the DC Baltimore people, the way they talk, I love the way they're like accent and the way they like put their words together and their slang is just funny to me. Anyway, so then he was like, no, I know, like, so Chris was like, hey, I'm from Alabama. And then he was like, no, it's just a DC term. He's like, I know, but I just never liked it. I'm like, Chris, we are not offending you, sir. Relax. So then Monique was like, you know, Winter, I don't understand, like, why are you doing this? Because you know, you are... We already said we didn't want to bring up rumors on the show. We had a meeting and we talked. We called you after some dinner or the selfie event or something. Her and the other couple, Tasha and her husband, were on the line, and they talked to Winter, and they're talking about how they, you know, people are going to be tearing them down. But they don't want to bring that on the show. They don't want to talk about the rumors. Ashley was like, she's a grown woman. She should know not to do that. Like, I didn't have to have a dinner to know not to be bringing up the rumors. Ashley and Winter got into it some more, and Winter feels like Ashley just as guilty as her because they were both taking low jabs at the selfie event. And then Chris was like, you know, because Chris was kept trying to pipe in. He was waiting for his moment to talk, y'all. So then Chris was like, you know, Winter, you know, when we did meet with you, we let you know, like, we've been through this before, and we didn't want to we didn't want to be cheering each other down because we know people are going to be coming for us and saying stuff, so we didn't want to do that on this show, and that's why we had to talk with you. So then they did a package about, sorry, y'all, they did a package about, the whole thing with Monique being in the middle and did I do that thing? And so they did that. And then I had told y'all what I think of that already. Like, of course, Monique did make the drama worse, but I feel like the way Winter gave her the story was a little shaky, okay? But I can also see how Winter maybe was just like, girl, and they said da-da-da-da, and like maybe she was just going off, and then but Monique took, you know, she took it and ran as like Winter was saying all these things. Like, both of them are guilty in different ways, in my opinion, with that one. But Winter was exaggerating when she first told her everything that's happening. Okay, so anyway. And we talked about that a little bit last week in the part 1 reunion. If you didn't catch that review, y'all better go back and watch it. So anyway, it's on the Brandy Yvonne channel over here. So then after that segment, Monique was like, you know, that, you know, I didn't want to feel like I was being in the middle, but I was trying to figure out like what was going on. And Carlos asked Monique, like, do you feel that, what did he say? Like, Winter likes the drama, something he asked. And she was like, yes, I do. Which was like, really? And so she was like, yes, like, even on the Carlos King's nightcap, when he asked you about the Tylers, Carlos was like, oh, don't be bringing me into it. I was like, don't bring the nightcap into this. So then they showed the clip of Winter being on Carlos's show, The Nightcap, on Saturday nights. And I guess he asked her something about the Tylers, like, do you think they've had infidelity in their marriage? And she said she thinks that there's been infidelity on both parts, but maybe they've, you know, worked it out, and that's her, you know, they're gonna stick beside each other, and that's that. And so then Monique was like, you know, you haven't been around them, like, you don't know anything about their marriage to be saying that. Like, you could have easily said, you know, I haven't spent much time with them, so I really can't speak to their marriage, like, but you you didn't have to say that. You didn't have to go there. And so, and of course, Jamie's mad even more. And he's like, you don't know nothing about me. You don't know nothing about my marriage. Like, I only know you, don't only know one person you know, which is Monique. Like, Jamie's tired of it. Raina's tired. Everybody's tired of it. Everybody is tired of it at this point, okay? Jamie's like, you just did the same. We could tell you love the drama. Like, you just did the same thing on this reunion when you over here talking about you got these receipts and these rumors and then you not even saying what it is. And Winter's whole thing is she don't want to bring in, she don't feel like it's right to be like, oh, I got these receipts and I got this drama and I got these rumors and I'm finna expose everybody. And then James like, why bring it up? Which is what we all are saying. Why bring it up? Like, I appreciate you not trying to destroy them with the rumors and stuff, but then it's at the same time, why bring it up then? Why'd you bring it up? Because now I want you to deliver it or get on. So anyway, Jamie was like, you could be destroying whole marriages like that. Like, nah. And so then Quick was like, no, it's not going to destroy a marriage. He was like, I've been dying to say this this whole time. When it comes to, social media and rumors and all this stuff, that stuff doesn't destroy a marriage. He's like, what destroys marriage is if you're social. And he said reality shows. He's like, no offense, Carlos. He ain't trying to mess up his check. He's like, no offense, but all that stuff doesn't destroy your marriage. If your marriage was already weak and you bring that stuff into it, it's just going to expose the flaws, and that's what destroys the marriage. And so Chris was like, man, that was really deep what you said, Quick, because that's how I feel. Like, you could learn from how you are on these shows, and that's why, we don't need to be tearing. He gave something, just gave him Quick. I don't even remember everything he said. I ain't going to even try to pretend like I remember everything Chris said. And then he tried to correct Winter again, basically. It was like, that's why we had to talk with you, that we wasn't going to be doing the rumors on this show. So anyway, there was another good point they had brought up too in that moment, but it left my mind. It left my mind now, y'all. It's late and I'm tired and I'm ready to go to bed, but I wanted to get this review done with y'all, for y'all. So anyway, Carlos was like, thank you for saying that, Oh, I know what else I was going to mention. They were also, because they were like, they did also mention, this is what I just remembered it. Ashley and Quick were mentioning that, like, Ashley used to get, before the show, get, like, all kind of information about Quick cheating and pictures and him hugged up in the club. And that didn't mean nothing to them because, like, she would be right there 2 feet away. Like, she would always be in the club with him, and he pouring shots, he take pictures, he'd be hugged up. She pours shots in people's mouth. Also, like, it's not a thing. Like, she's like, unless you show me a picture of him sticking his thing in somebody, or in the bed with somebody, then it's like, what is it? Like, it doesn't mean anything. And that's true. It's like, where are the concrete, where's the concrete evidence? So anyway, Carlos was trying to help Winter. He kept being like, you're just so hell-bent. And, you're sticking to what you're saying and your convictions. So I want to give you a chance. But do you see how it's not making sense? Like, Carlos was even, Carlos, you hung Winter. You hung her. But anyway, so then he was like, thank you guys for saying this stuff and being transparent. And we can all agree that, we don't want to be bringing in rumors. Everybody's like, yeah, we don't want the rumors. We don't want the drama. It's just not good. And he was like, but I'm just like, y'all build this whole thing on rumors and drama. Like, how much do they talk about rumors on all the rumors for real? And Love and Marriage Huntsville's whole season is based on rumors and social media. How all these shows bring in rumors. So, okay, we're not buying that. So anyway, he's like, Winter, you feel like you can move forward with everybody? And she was like, oh yeah, I would like to move forward. And everything I went through, I realized I could have handled things differently. I definitely would have said some things differently, and I wouldn't have done this and that. And I do feel like I owe everyone here an apology, and I would not want to, destroy people's marriages. And Carlos asked Ashley, like, do you accept apology, girl? And she was like, no, because we already did the apology thing, and I thought we were cool. We had a good time at the premiere party, and DM'd the next day, and then she was talking mess about me on Instagram. Like, every time, her and Winter have an apology moment, it go back to how it was, so she not buying it. And then that was pretty much the end of that segment. Carlos pretty much dismissed Winter. Then later on in the show, they acted like she missing even though she was dismissed. So anyway, then we come back from commercial. He addresses his attention specifically to the Tylers. I think the reason why they got their whole segment, because we saw a lot of their family. Like, for all three couples on the show, we saw the most of, like, everything going on with the Tylers as far as their marriage, as far as their kids, their family dynamics. So, which I really enjoyed, was my highlight of the show, was seeing the Tylers. So anyway, so Carlos asked this question, and I don't know how the answer turned into what it turned into, but it got rough. So anyway, Carlos was like, Irena, I could tell, like, just like the other woman here, you're a hardworking woman, but you have pretty much set your life up to, take care of the kids, be there for Jamie, be the wife, be the one, supporting at home and all that. But, Irena did work as well. So, Irena was like, oh yeah, definitely, she's like, our marriage is not quite the same as theirs. And it's not. And Carlos made a good point in the beginning of that segment that, every marriage is set up differently, and it works the same for those two people. Works how it works for those two people who are in it, which is very true. Like, you cannot look at someone's marriage and judge it as bad just because you see certain things, because whatever they do might work for them. Now, if it's like toxic or abusive or, things that are just not right, of course, yeah, but certain things people may not agree with, but it works for them. So anyway, and I totally get what they're saying with that, right? So anyway, after Carlos had asked her the question about, her being Jamie's wife and all that, then Irena went on to say, like, oh yeah, it's pretty much there. I was the one there to, I was working, like, well, she said her and Jamie were working 9 to 5. So, okay, back in the day, they was working 9 to 5. And, he had to work, she had to work, but she also had to deal with the kids, be there at home, spend time with the kids, get them off school, do all this and that, cook and clean, all that. So she said that, she would be the one at home with the kids, helping him get ready for school. She had to go to Jason, all his school meetings. She had to learn Braille to help him do his homework. She had to, get him on the bus. She would miss a lot of work because when he was 2, she had to make sure that, he got, the services that he needed. And I could imagine having a kid who's totally blind, and, when they're like 2 years old, so that's hard. That's very hard. So, Irena is just basically like, I had to do all this, I do that. And he was still able to go to work. He was still able to be at the house. He was still able to go out. He was going out with his friends. He was still in the club. He was doing whatever. And I was at home and I had to work and take care of the kids and do all that. So then Jamie was like, he pissed at this point. He was like, what you talking about? And then she was like, yeah, I was the one, what you talking about? She was like, I did that. You trying to raise the kids? And he was like, no, you did, but like I was there too. He was like, I was coming home and getting Jason on the bus. Like, what are you talking about? And she was like, yeah, you did, but she was like, I was mainly the one. He was like, I was doing that when he was in elementary school. Like, he was like, I had to be at work at 7 in the morning. I would go to my job, show my face, come back, and then get Jason ready and get him on the bus and then go back to work because nobody else was home. And you have a disabled kid, like, how you think he's going to get himself together and get on the bus? And so then they start going back and forth, and she was like, yeah, like, okay, you did good. I'm not taking that away from you, but I had to do all this. And nobody was there to help me. Like, I had to learn Braille to help him with his homework. I had to go to all the meetings. And she's like, did you go to the meetings at school? He was like, yeah. She's like, oh, you went to that one meeting? And then he was like, what? Like, I went, like, what you talking about? And then you could tell he was getting mad. And Carlos was like, we could tell reaction, happy with what Irena is saying. He was like, yeah, because she be exaggerating. She's trying to make it like I wasn't doing anything. Like, she never, like, she gonna say this and this happened, but she didn't talk about all the times I did this and this. And she stayed exaggerating. So Jamie was over it. And so it was very puzzling to me because I'm like, first of all, how do we even get to this point? Like, how did we get to this point? I feel like Irena had that sitting on her chest, and that was like her moment to be like, yes, let me tell you what I've been doing. Okay. She was ready to get that off her chest. I don't know why that was I guess that was the right moment, but it was just like kind of cringy and awkward because it was like they're going back and forth about all the stuff they did for Jason. And I just felt bad for Jason in that moment because he's probably backstage like feeling bad, like, dang, okay, y'all had to do all this and learn Braille for me. Like, I get that feeling if he had that feeling. Hopefully he didn't know. Like, as I've told you guys, I have my own visual disability. I'm visually impaired. I'm classified as legally blind. I can see, yes. It just means I can't see well enough to drive, basically. So I can relate to Jason, as I've told you guys a lot on this channel, when they talk about him and his disability. Of course, you know, he's totally blind, so my experience is not fully like his, and hats off to him for everything he's doing. But dang, like, don't make him feel like he was a burden. You know, you don't want to. I always hated feeling like I was a burden, so I hope he just didn't feel that way. So anyway, they going back and forth, and so then Monique was like, I think this has just been like sitting on, like, Irena, you know, she's still going through this, and you kind of feel like you want to move on, we don't want to bring this up, but then she feels like, you know, you're still going through it, and maybe you just, you know, you don't want to look at the past, you want to just move forward. And so Monique could kind of see like what issues they were having, and so he was like, you know, you don't want to sweep it under the rug like this one, like how Chris used to do. And so Ashley was like saying, like, you know, they can relate. Ashley and Monique were basically saying they could relate because you know, when it's a woman, the woman has to take care of the kids and do all that. Like, nobody comes to help while the man is gone. Monique was saying that Chris went to Germany for 2 weeks. Nobody came to see if she needed help or anything. But if, like, Chris is at home with the kids and Monique is gone, he get all the help in the world. Actually said the same thing about DJ Quick. Carlos asked Quick, like, what do you think about, you know, Jamie's position, all this? He was like, yeah, no, you wrong, man. He was like, Ashley always tells me, like, you know, you want to get credit for being a good job as a father and a husband, but that's what you're supposed to do. And he was saying, like, Ashley, you know, it's a good example. Like, Ashley told me, like, if a woman is in a store struggling and her 2 kids is acting up and showing out, they're going to be like, oh, you need to, you know, get your kids together. But if a man is the same situation, and they're like, oh, at least he's trying. And that is true. Another moment where Quick was really being powered by Ashley, but very, very true words. And so, you know, they were talking about, yeah, like, Jamie was like, man, like, Ray's like, I'm not saying you're not good. And even Chris was like, you're a good father. We're just saying, like, you know, she had to do all this, and that's what it was. She was the woman. And so then Jamie, you know, he's just not hearing all this. And so, Ashley made a good point of saying, you know, you see where the Tylers are, like, Monique, that's why, like, she could see why that's why she be really getting on Chris, because they don't want to end up, like, basically they don't want to end up like the Tylers. Like, that's not the wording they use, but that's what they basically said. Like, you could see, like, what happens of you work through something versus you just got through it, or you really dealt with it. And so, and then Monique was like, yeah, I could totally relate. And, like, Chris, he just wanted to sweep under the rugs. He's like, oh, no, I don't do that no more. I'll listen to you now. So, oh, my Lord. But I guess she didn't beat him up and paraded him on TV enough. He gonna listen. So anyway, but she was saying, like, you know, versus you want to sweep something and go through it instead of really working through it. And so, James like, yeah, that's what she be doing. She don't want, you know, she want to just, you know, we trying to move forward. We didn't already work through it. We didn't already went through it. And then they're like, no, both of y'all need to, like, work on those issues y'all didn't work on. Like, he trying to make it like it was only Irena. I was like, you need to stop. Jamie, sir, you need to stop. So anyway, oh, they took a break. And so, oh, you know what? Y'all, I missed another funny moment. I just came to my mind. Y'all know I'll be going out of order. So, when, Winter and them was arguing, Winter and Ashley was arguing and fussing, right? And, when they went to one of the commercials and Winter was going off, and then Carlos kept trying to interrupt. He couldn't get a word in. And then Ashley was like, do you need to go to commercial? Because I got a whole bunch of more shit to say. I was like, girl, are you the host or not? So anyway, sorry y'all, I had to just share that one. So anyway, back to where we was, right? So then we went to commercial. We see this is when they did the backstage footage. This is when it got worse. So then, you know, Monique and Chris, they saying, you know, what's up to Jamie? You know, that's my brother. They like, and Chris like, you good, man? You good, man? You know, just take in what we say and take this conversation. You know, let's just listen. You know, so you know, sometimes you just might do something different. And Monique was like, you know, it's good to hear what Irana's got to say. And she's like, but also say your side. You know, this is your time. And so basically, they were just trying to give. It was just weird. They were just giving him that advice. And so then he's back there with Irana, and he's like, why are you trying to make this like it's marriage counseling over here or something? What you trying to do? And she's like, what you talking about? No, I'm not trying to make it like it's marriage counseling. Like, they asked me the question, I was just explaining myself. And then he was like, yeah, but why are you doing that on TV? Like, this is the past. Like, and then he started doing his clapping. You know, when Jamie get mad, when Jamie get real mad, he started doing all this right here. Okay, because you know he big mad. Okay, when black people clap, we are big mad. So anyway, so then he was going off on Irana, basically like, but why are you bringing this up on TV though? Why are you bringing this up on TV? That is the past. You trying to make it like I'm not doing nothing. I'm not a good father. You trying to make me look bad. You over here exaggerating. She said, I'm not trying to make you look bad. I told him you was good. And he was like, yeah, you didn't say all this negative stuff, and then you gonna say I'm good. Like, you paint a bad picture of me. You making me look bad. Why are you bringing this up on TV? Like, you doing this because the cameras is on. Like, you trying to show the cameras is on. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. I was like, oh, Jamie. I was like, no, this is not the way to go, brother. This is not the way to go. And I like Jamie. I do. I know he could be mean. He could treat his wife a little better. He could be a bulldog. He could be all this. But there's something about Jamie. I think I like that. You know what it is about Jamie? He is very strong, and he who he is, and he likes things a certain way, and it's like he's kind of stuck in his ways, but he means well. He wants the best, like, for his kids and Irana and stuff. He just goes about it all wrong. I think he loves his family, or he wouldn't be the way he is. He just goes about it very, very wrong, and kind of toxic, but we get him. So, and from his upbringing, like, we understand, you know, why he is the way he is. But the way he's talking to Raina right there, no sir, no sir, no sir, it's not going to work for me. She was not trying to embarrass you. She's not trying to embarrass you. You're embarrassing yourself, sir. And then you're making it worse. Like, you standing up here talking to her like this about why you doing this on TV, why you bringing up the past, why you trying to make me look bad. You're making yourself look bad by doing all that. You're making yourself look bad. So anyway, he was like, but you know, I get triggered, and you know that stuff's gonna trigger me. You should not be bringing up TV. Like, oh, it's gonna trigger you? So what that mean? Like, what's gonna happen when you get triggered? Like, calm down, Mr. Jamie, calm down. Oh my gosh, he would just be so passionate about it. So anyway, they came back from commercial, and they talked about, like, talked to the Tyler family, and they brought out Jamie, little Jamie and Jason. So they came out, they looked really, really good. And so Carl was like, so Jason, well, first he told them both they are become fan favorites. And he's like, Jason, you become the star of the show. You're one of the fan favorites. Did you know that? He's like, yeah, I did. He sure do know it. I was cracking up. And then they were asking him about the Doors program and has he been able to move out yet. He said not yet, but they're working on it. They've made progress, and they're waiting to get some kind of report to see if he can get, hired for a job and start working outside of the house. So he's looking forward to that. Wonder what kind of job are they getting him? And then Carlos asked, do you want to work with DJ Quick and be a DJ, or are you still trying to work for Apple? And he said he still wants to work for Apple and do computers and stuff and show people, how to work computers and all that kind of good stuff. And so Carlos asked Irana and Jamie, like, did you have any reservations or hesitations about putting your family on the show just because it's such a sensitive topic due to, Jason having the disability and everything like that? And so Irana, let Jamie answer. Irana is very good about letting Jamie take the lead. I like that. I think he's just a little too much sometimes. So anyway, so he was like, no, we knew, like, we had a good story here. We just didn't know, like, how to get it out there and how the, the platform to do it on. But they knew, he knew he had a special story here. He's like, this guy is super smart. He is a genius. He is, he is amazing. And then he started crying. And oh my God, I wanted to cry when Jamie started crying because it just broke my heart. So then he's like, all I wanted for these two right here, I had so many dreams for them. Like and that's, his tears is exactly why he is the way he is. Because he just be wanting the best for his family. And he don't know how to convey it, but the way he conveys it. And that's it. And he needs to get healing for his trauma. I think that would make him take a different approach. And then look at like, okay, your kids are not in the struggle ghetto. You have enough to provide for them. So, they need more than just the physical things you're giving them. So anyway, and it was cute. And, Jason, comforted his dad when he started crying, tapped on him. He's like, thank you for saying that, James Tyler. I was cracking up when he said that. So anyway, then I went to little Jamie and asked about his legal stuff he had going on. And so far, it's looking good that he most likely won't do any jail time. Thank God. He said, he's really trying to turn his life around, and being on the shows helped him turn his life around. And Irina was saying that, she thinks it's the talk that Jamie had with him, like, okay, we're going to be on the show. How do you want people to see you? We want to see you going backwards or moving forward. And so, it really helped him clean up his image. He said he's moving in a positive direction. His whole family could see that. He's not hanging out with the same crowd he used to. So that's good. I'm glad. I'm hoping and praying everything continues to work out for him, and as well as Jason with everything he's trying to do. And they were talking about Jason about getting a girlfriend. He was like, not yet, but his Instagram blown up, and he hoping this show can make it happen. Carlos said, we're going to see what we can do for you. We can try to get it popping for you. So anyway, then final segment, Carlos talks to the couples. He thanks them for being on the show. He asked Ashley and Silva what they got going on. Ashley and Quicksilver, I'm sorry. Excuse me, what they got going on. Ashley's book is out. Y'all can purchase it if you are interested. Ashley girl, holla at me. I would definitely read your book, listen to it on audio preferably, and I would do a review. I would even interview you here, girl. So holler at me, Ashley girl. Anyway, Quick said he's still doing his thing. He's got plenty of bookings. He's trying to work less and vacation more. Something else he's opened up another DJ school. That was the other thing. And then his radio show syndicated. And then he tried to throw shade at Monique like, oh, I know you was gonna be happy, but my radio show is syndicated in all these cities. And she's like, why would I be happy? Like what? Like, and I guess because she got her own radio show there, but it's like that's like apples and oranges, Quick. Like you didn't need to do all that, sir. So anyway, and he said, I told Ashley on this show that I was gonna, work less, vacation more. So I'm out vacation all of y'all. And so then they're like, we can go on a trip together. Carl's like, oh, y'all want a show trip, a cast trip that next season? Can we get a trip though? And then he was like, they're like, season two. So anyway, then he checked on the Tylers. Jamie, he was like, I hope, you felt okay about doing the show. Cause Jamie, he don't like being portrayed bad. And that's what they do on reality shows. So anyway, he was like, I was tripping earlier, but, I learned a lot from the show, and looking back, I see, I need to make some changes, and, basically he needs to interact with his family differently and make some changes. So at least I'm sure this show probably might help him self-reflect more and see what he needs to do differently. Maybe we'll get his wheels turning, maybe he'll make changes, and we might see a different. He definitely is going to change his image for season 2. I can guarantee. For season 2, I'm sorry. He's definitely going to change his image for season 2. I can almost bet money on that. So anyway, Irina says she got what did she say? Some new product coming out. Not Body by Irina. What was it? Perfection by Irina or something like that. She said some product for women, and she's not really giving up what it is, but it's going to be some kind of product for women. So anyway, then he talks to Samuels. He's like, I know you guys didn't really want to come back on reality TV. Like, thank you for coming back. And she was like, yeah, like it really helped our marriage because we're in a much, much better place now. And we thank you that I wouldn't have did it with nobody else but you. And so, oh, there's something else Monique said about, when she had mentioned something about nicknames earlier in the show. And she was like, hey, no, nobody gonna be calling my husband Big Boy anymore. And so he was like, well, you still call me Big Boy. And then Carlos was like, you officially Biggie Smalls now. And y'all know Big Boy is what Giselle used to call him, Potomac. So I was like, oh, look at y'all. So anyway, so Monique was like, Carlos was like, I know you got a lot of fans and, they want to see you and all this stuff. And Monique was like, yeah, we wanted to, show our marriage and really work on things that we work on, and it's really helped us. Chris said y'all know he ain't got no job. He just gonna continue to work on those things Monique said he need to work on. I'm like, Chris, you didn't have to tell us you didn't have no job, but it's fine. And you don't gotta let Monique sit there and beat you down. Like, I guess I like how they're both trying to sit in the end like, oh, Monique was right this whole time. Like, yeah, she had her points, but she was doing too much. Anyway, then they was like, oh, Winter, you see, she didn't stick around today. Show pan to her chair. She was dismissed. Like, her segment was over. So why would she be back on the stage? Producers asked her not to be on the stage. This part I didn't like. Then when Carlos thanked them and told them, they had a lot of pressure to do this franchise and make the first season good, and they did. And he cheers, and then Chris will say, where Winter at? Like, y'all know Winter was supposed to be there. That is part of the format of the show. The friend to the show don't sit there the whole night. She was asked to exit. So let's not do this. Oh, where's Winter? Where's Waldo? Like, come on now. That was irritating. Anyway, this reunion wasn't giving all that, but it was cool, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all thought of Love and Marriage DC as a whole season. Do y'all think they'll get season 2? Did you like the reunion? Do you think we needed 2 parts? Let me know what y'all favorite thing about the show was. Drop it in the comments. Subscribe and drop down your name and where you live in the comments. Shout me out and I'll shout you back. Don't forget to share and like this video as well. And I will talk to y'all soon. Good night and bye.